Something, I'm being honest with you people.
You said during the UFO days in Bong, you were one person who used to steal chicken.
I'm proud of that too.
And today coming back to tell the Liberian people that you want to have an elected position or occupy an elected position, don't you think someone may refer to you as an old criminal?
And I need one to pull me, I will take it. I did it at that time, so I cannot dodge. But what I'm telling you is this: I have been refound, not only by myself, but by God alone.
For being refound, don't you think it will still follow you? This is a political era. Like you can
Let
remember.
me tell you something. If you want me to lie to the people of this country, then I will not do it. I'm telling you factual story about me. You didn't force me to tell you. I'm telling you something about me. I want the Liberian people to listen to it and be able to vote for me. Look, Jesus Christ himself said, only the criminal will be able to preach the Bible and understand it better. Okay? Why do you think Jesus made that remark? Because he knew there would be criminal in the world. Look, if I go to steal chicken today, you'll put hanger on me and try to read me in Bagan.
Are you making this statement to get the vote of the young people who these days are called Zogos and Zokwis?
Or to maybe seek forgiveness?
Let me tell you, I'm making this statement to identify myself and where I come from, the struggle I went through, so you can build your life from there, a younger generation, and know there is hope in the future.
Mr. Angeline Bundo,
yes,
standing in front of Mr. Let me tell you. Mr. Angeline Bundo,
yes,
standing in front of Mr. Vani Kanen Shop,
yes,
saying that Joseph Boakai will never ever become president in this country. When you become president, yeah, you're going to kill me on fire, bro.
We should kill you on fire, bro.
Yes, I sacrifice because you win. But you will never win. Hey, winning the Inkiaska will
okay,
bury
you are trying to tell all that. If Joseph Boakai becomes president 2023,
you're going to kill me.
We should kill you, right?
Yes.
We should kill you.
Let me tell you. Mr. Angeline Bundo,
yes,
standing in front of Mr. Vani Kanen Shop,
yes,
saying that Joseph Boakai will never ever become president in this country. When you become president, yeah, you're going to kill me on fire, bro.
We should kill you on fire, bro.
Yes, I sacrifice because you win. But you will never win. Hey, winning the Inkiaska will bury
you. You are trying to tell all that. If Joseph Boakai becomes president 2023,
you're going to kill me.
We should kill you, right?
Yes.
We should kill you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I stole it with 2 phones. They said that US were in a way. It's true. I take it. The reason I took the item from the EPS, man, like, oh, man, to send me on the operation to do it. My friend, boyfriend, go back.
You love me. You love me. So much.
Yeah, very so much. I love you from my heart.
From your heart.
Yeah. I love you from my brain.
You love me.
With 2 phones, they said that US were in a way. It's true. I take it. The reason I took the item from the EPS, man, like, oh, man, to send me on the operation to do it. My friend, boyfriend, nobody arrest me. When I took the EPS, man, phone was in suspect for in the hotel. Oh, man, to a girlfriend already waiting for me. That child a weapon laying in here. I get a weapon too. And the truth I'm telling you, I say 17. I never read police charge the officer chairs and only bring one paper and the paper. I try to make a lawyer and get a paper to a lawyer. The reason I came across the EPA car, I never know the EPA car in my whole life. That is, they encouraged me on the EPA car. I was sitting to him for the place. He tell me say the EPA car.
On Mr. Peter Dog. It is proven and it is reality in the community. When you go there, people tell you that we have been eating dog.
Why you people kick his dog?
It is false. In fact, when we went to the police station, we had a conflicting statement.
And who had the conflicting statement?
Both of us, the complainant and that of the people that were accused.
On ground that you could eat his dog.
When we went to the police station, we were marginalized. We brought prayer to the court with our statement, written statement.
So then listen to the statement you provide to the police.
The statement for me, we provided to the police. We told them that it is true that we ate dog yesterday.
If I hit dog, you people ate?
It was not hit dog.
So which one the dog you people ate?
The dog we ate, we bought the dog from West Point, from one of our friends. And in fact, the dog that we ate, it was a dog that was killed in the net town, and the guy roasted the dog.
Then you put 2 police.
We will not fail you. We will work for you. And this is what we're doing. You listen to me in the church. I don't have to repeat myself. Everything that they say is wrong, that they don't want to spoil it. All the new thing that is here, that we don't want to face it. Anything what they're looking for, what they say retire, that they don't want to spoil it. And I want to try to face retire. One at a time. How can you be tired and you walking? Your stomach and they say that. Those people, they sit down, they eat well, and you see your children for the country. How can I be again? We keep to the political arrangement. We came today originally with vigor. We came with peace. And we attained the president will never lead us today. But because of you today, we have education. But because of you today, our internet rolls have been paid. But because of you today, we made inflation at 27%, 99%. So don't let them tell you otherwise. Nigeria is 175 years old, 171 years old. Why we
that you with every day. The female you slept with every day. You slept with her in my room and you came to me. You talked to me. I told you, I went in my room. I say, how my room scattered like this? And you say, oh, my man, you slept with your co-host in my room and you came and you said to me, oh, you and the husband sitting in the rooftop. We were on the rooftop at Boulevard. And you went in my room and you slept with your co-host, a female co-host on your platform that you set every day. You slept with her in my room. You did that, and you bragged. And you know one of the favorite things you brag. Let me remind the Liberian people. Your co-host was a military man that fought in Afghanistan and fought in Baghdad. There's a favorite place that called Fallujah. You call your co-host Fallujah. Fallujah is down. That's a cool word to say you slept with his wife. And the Liberian people, your co-host was a military man that fought in Afghanistan and fought in Baghdad. There's a favorite place that called Fallujah. You call your co-host Fallujah. Fallujah is down. That's a cool word to say you slept with his wife. You did that. You co-host Fallujah. Afghanistan and fought in Baghdad. There's a favorite place that called Fallujah. You call your co-host Fallujah. Fallujah is down. That's a cool word to say you slept with his wife. You did that. You did that. Mr. Witherspoon, you call me 9 a.m. every morning.
At long last, Gloria Maya Musu Scott was arrested today, along with members of her family, for the death of her daughter, the late Shalu Musu. The victim, the quote-unquote victim, is now the alleged perpetrator. The suspect on the blog, Gloria Maya Musu Scott, the Chief Justice of Liberia under the Child Status Administration, has been arrested by Patrasudu boys today with other members of her family for the death of the late Charlie Musu. Her Miranda rights were read to her. The forms presented to the rest of the family members. And Madam Gloria Maya Musu Scott, again, was told to have her lawyers present, all of her rights read to her, and told that obviously she would be the official suspect of this case involving the death of Shali Musu. Too many things, too many issues happening in the country. A lot of issues going on in Liberia. What a day in Liberia, especially for the rule of law. When the one who was as the victim is now the official suspect. And not everything that glitters is gold. This is the situation with Madam Gloria Maya Musu Scott, a Marylander who is about to bring dishonor to Maryland County. I repeat, a Grebo woman who is about to bring dishonor to the Grebo land. What have you done? What have you done? We are hopeful that we will speak with Moses Carter. Moses Carter is the head of communications there at the Liberian National Police. And Mr. Carter will give us sufficient reasons as to the decision of the Liberian National Police and to have Madam Gloria Maya Musu Scott arrested. And I'm told she's been detained in connection to the death of the late Shali Musu. In this situation, we say murder. My name is Kyle Oliver Kine, and Princess Alexa Vanja-Colley is ably represented here. Jointly, we run up to 6 o'clock to bring you the edition of the show today. By 5:15, somewhere around 5:30, we'll have a group of disabled people in studio. They will be here to tell us more about the mistreatment they are getting from the head of the Disabled Commission, the Madame Dean Towon Pebei. According to them, Pebei is carrying on some malpractices at the commission. She is not looking up to the well-being of the people with disability, and they're fed up. They've negotiated behind the scenes. They've done all of what they could to ensure that she be made to understand that she was appointed by the president to seek the well-being of those who are living with disability. On the contrary, according to our guests, they told us that Madame Pebei has been living a life of luxury at the detriment of those of them who are living with disability. Too many things. We take a few bars of this theme song. When we come back, we play you the official, a soundtrack from our sponsor, Crime Stoppers Liberia. When that is done, Alexa and I will come here on this platform to bring you a list of issues we'll talk about with specific reference to the arrest of Gloria Scott. Few bars. We're going to be right back.
There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for your authority. But it can't take your lucky. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you check it. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a part of the boy. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen Samsaya.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. Alexa, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, Oliver. It is actually a wet day in Monrovia. I just said that, but it is a wet day in Monrovia, and I mean the streets are actually slippery at about this moment. So if you're out there, a commercial taxi drivers, you have to be extra careful. If you're, someone who definitely drives, some sort of car, not specifically a commercial car, but you just drive, you have to be careful. To also our motorcyclists, you have to be careful out there. And whoever that is actually, treading on these different paths, be careful out there, as different roads are actually slippery. So I'd like to say, good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all of you. However, where you join us, we'd like to say welcome to Freedom Hub on 87.9 FM, Freedom Radio Liberia via Facebook and YouTube. We have a lot to actually talk about today, as today is one of the interesting dates, and I think it will actually be jotted down in history, as a lot of people have actually anticipated this day, following a couple of different days of or advocacies, different days of different suggestions and speculations regarding this case that that has been discussed over and over and over again. But we're going to discuss more about this case. We also have Moses Carter. He's going to give us some of the different things we need to know about what is unfolding at about this moment.
Okay, so basically Alexa just complimented the intro. Mr. Carter is on the line. He is the head of communications there at the Liberian National Police. Mr. Moses Carter, it is an honor to welcome you to Freedom Hub once again. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Oliver Kine, and your co-host, Ilasa, or your colleague, Ilasa.
Okay, Princess Alexa Vanjakoli. So, Mr. Carter, the country is at a standstill. The news of the Liberian National Police arresting Mistress Gloria Mususcat and members of her family is one thing that is trending. What do we know from the angle of the Liberian National Police?
At first, I would like to say that the Liberian National Police, contrary to information circulating on social media, the Liberian National Police has not announced charges of any individual in this investigation. It's important for us to make that clarity right away.
Okay.
Tomorrow, the Liberian National Police will be holding a major press conference at the Ministry of Information at 11 a.m. Please take note of that. 11 a.m. Tomorrow we'll be providing the involving the hello.
Yeah, go ahead. I think you had an issue.
So tomorrow we'll be providing our final report, investigative report into the death of the late Shah.
Mr. Carter, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. So tomorrow we'll be providing our report, and we look forward to having you and your team there, or the Freedom FM family represented. But it's important that when these things happen, it's important that people will look forward to the police to release official reports other than individuals.
I mean, other than individuals making the report.
Other individuals or journalists releasing their own reports and attributing it to the Liberia National Police, because I hear somebody say the Liberia National Police. If the Liberia National Police speaks of report or investigative report, we ourselves will speak to it. So it's important that everyone remains calm, as tomorrow, 11 o'clock, we'll be providing the final report.
From Front Page Africa, just issue is a statement. There is a publication here where it says, breaking news, Councillor Gura Musu Scott, 3 others charged with murder. It was written by Leonard Dudu of the Front Page Africa. Are you in any way saying to us that this information as published by Front Page Africa is false?
So Leonard Dudu has to be able to provide a source of his information. Every journalist has a source of his or her information. Perhaps he has a source, but I'm just clarifying that information did not officially come from the police.
Did the Liberian National Police invite Madam Scott today at the headquarters?
They are still here undergoing formalities of this investigation.
Did you present to, when I mean you, I mean the Liberian National Police, did you present to Madam Scott the Miranda rights form for, her to fill in and her family members? Did you do that?
Well, I can say in our investigation, we are very sensitive to the processes and procedures of, investigation. So all of those processes and procedure as it relates to our investigations are being observed.
It has been a little over 4 hours since Madam Scott, went to the headquarters of the LMP. Why is it taking this long, to have her released if she is not being arrested?
Well, this has to do with the threat of the investigation. Like I said, we're having some other formalities of this investigation completed. And that's why they are here. Tomorrow, you can look forward to the Liberia National Police tomorrow for an official release of the investigative outcome of our investigation.
Is Madam Scott going to be going home?
Well, I can confirm that she will go home or not confirm that she will go home, but I can say her being here is actually on the basis of satisfying some investigative formality as well as the others who are being invited by the police. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock, you will have to, I'm quite sure you will definitely be very, very keen to hearing what the outcome of this investigation is, especially so that too many persons have said a lot about us, the police, about this investigation, forgetting to know that criminal investigations are not events. They are processes.
Okay. They
are, processes that require evidence gathering. It's not like someone goes and stands in front of, either a Molly man or that will bring a mirror and say, this is the person that did this. This is how they did it. No, we conduct our investigation on the basis of information sharing, on the basis of forensic examinations that we exercise. So we don't go to court on the basis of sentiment. So it's important that when we investigate, the public will do its best to give the police a chance to investigate.
So
tomorrow, tomorrow, we are going to be providing the final outcome of the report. of the investigation.
Now, before we take leave of you, Mr. Spokesperson, initially, Madam Scott was referred to as a victim of the situation. In criminal investigative proceedings, sometimes the victim may later on turn to an individual of interest, and at a particular time, that same victim could become the suspect. Now, the letter you have in your possession, along with other family members, can you tell us whether you are interrogating her as a victim, as an individual of interest, or a suspect?
It's a very good question. And that's why I say our investigations are process-driven. When we started with this investigation, at some point in time, Madam Scout and her household were treated as victims.
Okay.
We then gravitated from treating them as victims to persons of interest.
Good.
And so tomorrow, the final outcome of this investigation will be released to the public. And it's important that members of the public will be, attentive to listening to the specifics of the outcome of this, investigation. Because if you fail to listen to the specifics, it might, make anyone to go, having different insinuations about the police, report as released tomorrow. So we ask members of the public, tune into various radio stations. I'm sure, Freedom FM is going to be there live at the Ministry of Information. We're going to have other outlets like OKFM also live, ELBC, and I can go on naming, a lot of other institutions. But we're going to have institutions going live tomorrow to listen, to the outcome of the investigation as conducted by the police.
In this situation, the time in Monrovia is 4:10. Government businesses, should be officially over by now. We know the police can work overtime. The court should...
I was just about to say that.
Okay, fine. So now that you are aware that government offices will shut down somewhere after 4 o'clock, that means whatever investigation you guys are into at the headquarters should be done by now. So where is Madam Scott?
Well, like I said to you, the police is a very peculiar institution in terms of the way we do our work, right? So our work is not as unique like the way others will do their work, especially when it relates to criminal investigations or investigations in general.
Are you trying?
Yes.
Are you trying to, preserve this news just for tomorrow? Because from the way you sound, you are like now wanting to disclose the actual nature of the situation because tomorrow is not here.
You see, it's important that, members of the public will understand that the way we do things here, like I said, is a peculiar institution.
Okay.
If we sit on your platform and tell you everything that's going to happen tomorrow, then tell me why is it important for us to speak tomorrow? So it's important that every Liberian will have, their ears, their eyes opened tomorrow to listen or hear or watch what the police will have to say.
There is a record, before we leave you, Mr. Spokesperson, there is a precedented case where a suspect under the watch of the Ministry of Justice, left this country by the way of Sierra Leone, because there were information he got that he would be charged. There will be, further litigational action taken against him. And I'm referring to the Henry Costa situation when he went to Sierra Leone. Now, Liberians are concerned as to the individuals of interest under your watch, including Madam Scott. What do we know as to the guarantee that by the time of your press conference on tomorrow, they are not going to be, at large?
I can only say, let's look forward to tomorrow. The police will release its official report. And you can trust that whoever that is supposed to face the full weight of the law, as announced tomorrow, will face the full weight of the law.
Mr. Carter, if nothing else, we want to say thank you for joining us at this very short notice.
You are most welcome, Oliver.
Thank you very much. He's Moses Carter. Moses Carter is the head of communications there at the Liberian National Police. Alexa. Moses Carter is a veteran, though.
You tried.
Yeah,
You tried.
I did everything.
You tried all sort of ways to actually make him to discuss what should be discussed tomorrow. But he's a veteran in the business of media as well.
Moses Carter is a veteran.
He knows exactly how to, engage.
Other communication people would have said,
but now
the woman in jail. The truth is, she's lacking it in jail right now. Moses Carter would not say that because officially that statement is supposed to be, issued at the
Officially,
Ministry
yeah.
of Information,
Tomorrow.
special press briefing, so that. But what is it? What do you make? Before we run into the conversation. Uh-huh.
So so I think number one, Moses Carter actually tried his best.
Oh yeah.
His best to stay calm and to stay put until tomorrow. The future, announcement or whatever, that will be out there to the public to be, or discussed tomorrow. So, in as much as you tried, to, pressure him or bait to actually confess, if that's the word we're going to use, or to actually tell us exactly what is going on now and, all of the different activities at the LMP headquarters, he did not actually say that. He just told you that at a point, they were treated as, victims.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, there was a transition where they had to be treated as, persons of interest. And now I think it has taken a whole different turn where they are treated as something else, but that's not the word we're going to use. They're treated as something else. So right now it is like a whole different view, a whole different a point where these things have taken another level. So I think the public is patiently waiting for the official announcement from LMP tomorrow at the Ministry of Information, and people are actually looking forward to that. But I think one of the things I will say, and I say that prior to today, one of the major problems we have whenever we have these different, investigative processes ongoing, one of the problems I think we have is the fact that people have too many speculations and everyone has different views. So at the end of the day, whenever you have, everyone with a different views, you have everyone with just different speculations all over, it makes it way more hard to actually conclude an investigation, or it makes it way more hard because they are basically different sentiments. And you have maybe some folks from the other side who have, some sort of emotional appeal to what is ongoing. Yeah, as much as there is an ongoing investigation, that will be disregarded, but there will be some sort of emotional attachment to maybe a victim, to maybe, a person who is considered a perpetrator or a suspect. So it makes it way more difficult because you have like too many opinions everywhere. So people already know what they want to know. People already believe what they want to believe. People already have what they want to hear. So whenever you have LMP or whenever you have an investigative team to come out and tell you, hey, this is exactly what we've found out, and these are the different findings, you will still have different views, and people will say, no, this is not exactly it. Because why? They've already, created some sort of a word where their expectations are not met, or what exactly they're expecting to be announced. It is not actually, some of the things that will be said to them. So I think that's one of the problems we have, and it has continuously, become a hindrance to some of the different investigative processes we've had. And I also said that these different processes, Oliver, it doesn't take a day, it doesn't take 2 days, it doesn't take a week. If you're going to follow some of the different true crimes documentaries, you will know exactly that these different investigations, sometimes it takes years. In fact, sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes a couple of weeks, couple of months, because people have to go into that without any emotions. People have to go into that like 100% that we're going to investigate. So it is not like, an instant process. No, it is a gradual process. So you need to take a lot of different factors into consideration. That's one of the problems I think LMP also encountered why they were, having this different investigation ongoing. Because you have someone to tell you, oh no, Alexa, I know Alexa, she would never do something like that. No, I know KOK, he would never do something like that. Oh, I know Alexa, she would do something like that, right? So these are like different mixed views. And to get to a point where you will sum everything up and present to the public what is exactly the official findings, it becomes a major issue. And also in this case, I think everyone, people from CDC, people from different political parties, they've all had interest in this case. And I think that is something that people actually did not see coming, because some people already started politicizing this case from the onset, and people actually thought that, oh, no, you have people against, Councilor Glorious Musu Scott. People were saying you have the government, or they're definitely hunting her. They're definitely doing this to bring her down because she's not supporting the government. That was like one of the conspiracies that we had. And people took that like really, really strongly, because they thought, yeah, this is it. So from the onset, this whole thing was politicized. And some of the people who actually politicize, these different things right now, whatever that will be out there, whether Glorious Musu Scott is charged, with murder or conspiracy or whatever it may be, people will say, no, we said it, or they said it was behind a woman, right? Because that's exactly what they've already created. That is, or some sort of impression they've already created. And that is also a problem. So now the question will be, do we really have honest people who actually go out there and seek justice? Do we actually have people who will be fair enough to present to the public what exactly they make of this? No, you wouldn't have that, because at a point, you have a lot of people out there, Oliver, marching. You have a lot of people out there. And when we just started, you have people who are from Unity Party, you have people who are from the opposition, and they said they needed justice, right? That is something everyone will actually seek. That is something everyone will want to happen. And when that happened, people actually did not say anything about it, because people thought, yeah, anyone will be a victim, anyone will be devastated to actually lose a child, right? But moving forward, as the investigation kept going, people who went there first, we stopped actually seeing them. And there were different questions like, where exactly are they? Where are the folks who are all, out here saying this, saying that? And then you have some folks from the CDC as well. So this is a case that has everyone looking. This is a case that has like everyone interested in exactly what the outcome will be. So I think at this point, before getting on the show, I actually saw several different social media posts, and some of the posts I actually saw, it was laughable to me, to be honest, not because I'm not somehow affected or somehow interested in what is going on, but it was laughable to me because the very same people who would sit back and say this is exactly what is happening, the very same people who sat back and before the investigation could even start, they already had exactly what they wanted, right? They already believed exactly what they wanted to believe, because you had other people who were named as suspects, and at that time they were all on the backs of those people. But now the table has already turned. They have different things to say. They're saying people are politicizing this, so the justice system is like this, so it's like that. Or when we have different records where the same folks who are talking today, they trusted the justice system when it was in their favor. But because it has already taken a different turn now, it is a whole complete different story. So I think this is something that should not be politicized, because anyone, just anyone, it could be anyone, and at a point you don't know exactly how it is going to be. So we should stop being politically sentimental when it comes to this, because this has gone on for a couple of weeks and everyone has been involved. So I think the reason one that actually maybe sparked somehow is the fact that you have a couple of people, the Concerned Liberian Network, they had a whole different peaceful march as well, trying to call on the justice ministry as well as people who were there to actually let justice to prevail. And here we are. I think a lot of people who've had interest in this case right now, they're actually looking forward to see exactly what will happen tomorrow. And I'm also one of the people who I think I'm more interested in this, because from the onset we've always had our own different views, but the bottom line is, this is not something that should be politicized. It should not be politicized. Let's wait exactly to see exactly what happens tomorrow, because there are already different speculations all on the social media. So even tomorrow, if the police, they're going to come here and say, oh, this is exactly what we have as our findings, you will still have people to say, no, you have been hunting the woman, you have been doing this, doing that. That is a complete BS. So we don't want that. Let's allow the police to do their job and see exactly what happens. If you are not guilty, you go to court, you will have your team of lawyers, and you will have to, have different legal battles and different arguments to exactly, get to a point where we will see who is guilty and who is not guilty. Seriously.
So basically, I'm hearing that I'm not going to dignify that, but here is what I would say in regards to what has happened. The first thing is, I knew since 11 o'clock this morning. Hello? Since 11 o'clock this morning, I knew that Madam Scott and the 3 others were arrested and in detention. So my big brother Moses Carter, who, I mean, he's acting on instruction, and that is how, you know, public relations and, you know, people who preside over the communication arm of institutions, that's how they do their work. So I mean, he would have been ethically wrong, you know, to have made an official you know, a pronouncement of this thing without the authorization of his bosses. You know, and that is what it is. You know, that is just as simple as ABC in this situation. Now, why are we at this level? No matter the outcome of the court proceedings, I'm not gonna you know, focus on the political side of these issues. My take is, people should be honest to themselves. People should be honest to themselves and stop allowing political alignments and affiliation to decide things that should be undecided by politics. And not everything politics should decide. Look, all through this thing was going on, for some of us, we kept quiet off the radio, not because we were not interested, but because we were following behind the scene involvements and contributions. Of course, those who were loud about it on the radio, they too were adequately, you know, in line. They were extremely, you know, performing. They were doing their best because you needed a lot of pressure from all fronts. It took the investigators solid time. Hello? I mean, solid good time, precious time to uncover some of that will be submitted to the court for the entire litigation process. Too many things that we cannot disclose because this is about to be a litigational matter. My 1 cent advice to Liberians is stop being political about everything, especially when you know within yourself that the thing you're trying to politicize is purely out of politics. And I'm giving this as an instance. You can get boys cheering in the house. The boys cheering decide to fight among one another. It is decided to do fighting among themselves. And one of the boys cheering take rock and knocking on the other boy, the boy die. If you part of CDC or you part of Liberty Party, you part of United Party, don't take that issue or where the cheering or fighting one person not right on a free here, the person die. Don't allow political party to tell you, say, oh, okay, sorry, Mr. Johnson Pin, sorry because your son Tato Pin, you know, he brought out Jerome Pin K, he will rock mistakenly. But you know how they had Jerome K, the boy, you know, we not want you just take it say that Jerome K, the boy, no, we're not do it. Let's tell the boss that politics. Let's say that Belogo party people can't kill your son. You know, see now Guinea people in power. Let's say that Belogo men who in opposition or the Belogo men who in power kill your son. Do not allow politics to enter issues that should not be politicized, because you know why? In an attempt to do that, some of the family members who know the truth will not keep it quiet. When we are playing there in the house, one person dies. If maybe out of the 8 person living in the house, if 7 human beings will say, and do it with politics, one person who is truly closer to the person who died will not keep that secret for long. That person will speak out. They will give clue. In criminal investigative proceedings, they got something they call lead. They will give it to a lead, and that lead can be tapped on by by professional investigators and will uncover all of the premium facies. In that situation, they will start to discover probable cause. And in so doing, suspects will be on the line. And by the time you know it, all of what is required to have a full indictment issued and served, a full litigational process arranged, all of those things will be uncovered. And by the time you know it, we are at this level. I have a few questions. Why did the leader wait for us to reach to this level? Why? Why allow, Gerald Verdier with a big mouth to start causing noise in America, talking nothing he know about? Why allow it to go to the extent of having people implicated when you know the truth, when you know what happened? But in the end, it is a good thing that the police is bringing this to a closure. And here is where my doubt is. And I want to be very clear with this conversation. Moses tried to be very professional, which is his right. I respect him for it. But I'm saying to you, the former Chief Justice is going to be charged officially tomorrow. In fact, murder is a non-buildable offense on our law. So when you hear me say Moses Kado, what play the homo and Nana, see you say you're not denouncing nothing, I agree. What play the homo and Moses say I cannot speak all that thing you're doing, you're only trying to avoid telling me say she's not going home. She's at the LMP headquarters in detention. I mean, you heard the last question when I said, there was a time where immigration people were monitoring cause that ran away and go share them. How sure are we that the homo, and the people who you invited, they will not go. And go at large meaning they will not run away where we can see them. He said, we will make sure that those who are supposed to be, those who are supposed to be the SYZ will be done. The recording here, you can go back and go listen to it. I can't repeat myself. Oh, yes. The truth of the matter is, the madam is currently lacking it behind bars. It may not be behind the roster bar, but she will not sleep to her house today. The truth of the matter is she and the rest of the family people who are suspects at the moment will not sleep to their houses because what is on our deck as a country is a non-bailable offense. Murder. The Ministry of Justice. For me, I promise not to mention the minister's name on this platform. No, I'm not going to do so. Me? No, I'm not going to do it. The Ministry of Justice as a government institution should avoid making the same cracky mistake that led to the drug issue. The reason why you see sometimes we don't want to put our mouth into too many things because we know when people deliberately do foolishness with the sole purpose of implicating the good image of our country. Let me slip off a bit. The drug issue was carelessly handled by the Ministry of Justice because it is the responsibility of the Ministry of Justice to do a selection of government prosecuting lawyers because all crimes committed in the Republic of Liberia are crimes committed against the Republic of Liberia. And so the government is to be in the stance of the prosecutors. The Ministry of Justice selected people to go and stay in the prosecuting, stance with the sole purpose of playing fitija with the case. And so all of the due diligence that's supposed to be done, all of the correct things that we're supposed to be putting into place, the juror credibility, the preservation of the evidence, the presentation of the case, the Ministry of Justice is responsible to find the best lawyers to defend a particular case. You saw how the drug case ended? And that's why the court invited the Minister of Justice and the Minister of Information for questioning and subsequent warning because it was not the decision of the court to have acquitted those guys who were connected to the drug issue. It was as a result of the prosecuting team, own refusal to put up a good fight. And like Brazil is trying to play Liberia in football, right? Or Argentina is about to play Lone Star. If Argentina go at in Flamingo or Buenos Aires and the different places in Argentina and find get men, you go find get men, you find mechanic men, you find carpenters and put in Argentina jersey. You bring them to Monrovia, Lone Star can beat Argentina 10-0. Does that in any way mean Argentina on the paper by world ranking? That's what the flag Liberia no. But when Argentina bring basketballers to come and play football against Lone Star, no matter how physical Lone Star is, Lone Star will still triumph. In the case of the drug issue, the Ministry of Justice didn't do justice in selecting the prosecuting lawyers. Even at that, they were unable to actually utilize the evidence available to them, and they carelessly presented their case. And in the issue of law, when legal cases are being heard, it depends on how a particular side will defend their issue, how they will put up a defense. If you cannot put up a strong case, if you cannot put up if you cannot do a proper presentation in stating a reason why your decision should be the decision of the court, trust me, the court is not going to act on emotions. The court will not be acting on sentiments. The court will be acting on the basis of the facts presented in the court at the different hearings. The Ministry of Justice, for some funny reasons, purposely, intentionally, willfully, and because of the way the drug issue went, they maliciously decided to go to that case with a weaker approach. The lawyers who were on that case may have been good lawyers, but the mandate they received may have rendered them very, very, ineffective on the case. And this is the caveat we're going to send. Our intelligence has revealed that the police and other joint security operational people were able to do their utmost best in investigating to the core all of the issues surrounding the death of the late Charlotte Musu. Peace or ashes, may her soul rest in peace. They did everything possible to have uncovered all of what is required to ensure that when they go to court, the evidence before them will be presented in court, and those evidence will be so genuine enough to ensure that those who are culpable, those who will be charged duly, will be prosecuted, and the full weight of the law will be the order of the day. The police did that. The joint security people did that. The special intelligence people of our country went to work, and they were able to uncover everything, including samples, specimens, all of the things you need. Those things were gathered, and they have all of the reports before them. Now, the Ministry of Justice should not in their wildest dream, they should not in their wildest dream think about sending 50 people in the prosecuting counsel that will jeopardize the success of this case. Because you know why? This is not only going to be justice for Charlotte Musu, who cannot defend herself. This is not going to be a case where the personal connection to Charlotte Musu will have justice, but it will also serve as a precedent. It will also boost the confidence of Liberia as a country, that this is not a place that people will get into domestic activities, and somebody will die in the process, and somebody act reckless and choose to sweep the truth under the canopy and politicize it. We need to set the record straight. We need to set a caveat. People should start to take responsibility of their careless actions. When you are a parent, your job is to be responsible in terms of settling these kind of issues. I mean, what the hell you got people fighting out of your house? Why are you doing that? I mean, why are you doing that? To the extent that they will get foreign objects to fight with? If you are the part of the house and you got a children fighting with the children fighting every day, one person go pick a razor blade, other person pick a scissors. Stop that attitude, because if you don't do it in 5 years' time, they will get brave. They will start taking cutlasses and knives. If they got guns, they will start using guns. A lot of people should learn more lessons from what is happening. Mr. Carter, we await tomorrow. We await the decision by the Liberian National Police at that official press conference so that we know exactly who are those who will be charged. But here is what I will conclude on. We have our guests coming up. By 5:15, 5:20, we'll have our guests. They will talk about the Disabled Commission. The according to them, the bad treatment and stealing that going on at the Disabled Commission by PB. They will talk about it. But here is the submission that I have. As we will be closely following this case, this is a warning to all those who will be on the government prosecuting team. If you think you will go to that case as a government prosecuting lawyer with the mindset of compromising the case by your decision to willfully, intentionally, and maliciously compromise the ethics of your law profession by submitting feeble presentations, feeble submissions, if you think that is what will happen, then you got to rethink. If you think you will be allowed, to be selected to go to court, if you know that you sort of present evidence A at a particular time, but you deliberately choose to submit evidence, B with the sole purpose of disarranging the whole evidence and presenting a very silly argument, so that you can have a lot of points taken from you. You deliberately, gave the defense counsel too many clues as to the kind of evidence you bring in before them, so that they will better prepare themselves. Because these are the ways legal cases are manipulated. A particular counsel will choose to expose all of the sensitive, line of defense of a particular counsel. So sometimes say they may naturally from the eyes eye to eye, everybody knows that they may wrong. But when you go to court, the man come out of the court victorious. Sometimes his lawyer can be good, and the other lawyer can set a case when they say, "Oh, our lawyer set a case." And you can remember sometimes you can get your personal case, whether that land case or that horse case or that the other marriage case or this. Sometimes you go to court, the whole community knows that the woman is bad to the man. They double what they're going to, the man will win. The man lawyer can look at the whole thing and sell the case to the woman lawyer, get sensitive information to the woman lawyer. The woman lawyer too will use her information to present her case, and the man lawyer to the team. So to say, you're not saying with the sole purpose of the woman winning. The Ministry of Justice should send the best lawyers who will not take their personal pockets over the interests of the country, because this is going to preserve the image and repel the image of the country. You already messed up in that drug case. You mess up in a $100 million drug case that's supposed to be a beacon of hope for Liberia on the international scene, because a lot of people will have seen the legal system to be so good enough to the extent that those who brought drugs to this country and participated in the trade, were made to pay. They were made to be accountable for their actions. But maliciously and intentionally, you choose to play with the case. And that whole play of the case came from the Ministry of Justice. If charges will be announced tomorrow, individuals officially announced, arrested, and charged to court, the government should not play nonsense. I mean, when I say the government, I mean the Ministry of Justice should not play nonsense with the country. They should ensure that the best team of legal people they have in their lawyers' chambers will be those who they will place on the team of the prosecutors. An attempt to want to compromise this thing, because it has reached to the point where you can no longer keep it indoor, the Liberian people will have to act. Enough is enough. Beyond this, I have discovered the level of insincerity and hypocrisy associated with bulk of these Liberian, civil society institutions. You saw people in this country protesting from day to night. We want justice. Shada Musu, we want justice. The very week this thing happened, almost 10 different civil society institutions, including women and children, will go and spread lapas at the Capitol building and roll on the floor, lay down on the floor. They will do that. Sadly, people in the police leak out information to the press and other people and told them, Madam is about to be, Madam is already in detention. Her Miranda rights form given to her and the other family members, and you have the same civil society people, including political parties, that were championing the cause of wanting justice. Those same people came back to organize protesters to go and obstruct justice. This is hypocritical. If the true intent of all of the protests you've been having over the period was to ensure that justice be done, what the hell are you trying to obstruct this one? At least, whatever information you heard, they didn't say they come and kill the people who killed Shada Musu. They said they come and charge them to court. When you go to court, you have the right in court to plead not guilty. And on the basis of your defense, you can be exonerated. Oh, yes, you also have the right to sue government. If government charge you, inappropriately, and you go to court and you win government, if government choose to take an appeal, which I know it is difficult for government to take appeal, whatever the case is, and you go to the zenith of the litigational process at the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court rule in your favor that the government wronged you, you shouldn't have been charged, you can also subsequently sue the government. So if the madam is not as guilty as charged, pending the official disclosure of the police, why were these guys protesting today? Because mind you, besides this woman being a Liberian, this is a former Chief Justice who is knowledgeable of the laws. To her credit, there are thousands of lawyers who are willing to stand in her defense. She's knowledgeable in defending herself, including passing some experience notes to those who will be representing her in the courtrooms. So why are you protesting? Now, you know what I'm saying? When the Global Witness case came about against former Speaker Ellis Tyler and current Senator Vanis Sherman, on the day the folks from the Liberian National Police went to effectuate the arrest order against Vanis Sherman, the court sheriff, backed by the police, we saw people protesting in defense of Councillor Sherman. But those same people were the ones always on record of calling for justice to be done in the country. Oh, corruption in the country. This one, when it was time for them to arrest Vanis Sherman, you find people around Vanis Sherman's house. Over 400-500 human beings around your house, putting on defense. Now, you don't want to do that to this country. You don't want to do it to the country. And so we are saying to you, as you will be going to court in subsequent time, we will not want anything to jeopardize this case. We take our break. When we come back, we take calls so that we get our guests right here on 87.9. Let's take our break to be right back.
There are crowds in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands, all the right authority, that it can't take your life. Crime stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door, whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you judge it. Do it for your safety. If you see a donkey, I'm about to report it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self-omen, Omen Sensaya.
Okay, so welcome back. Like we were saying, from the onset. So we are back, and let this clarity be made. Except for defamation cases, where defamation is filed against somebody, and you are unable to prove, defamation at that level. You can manage to sue those who filed the defamation lawsuit against you. But in this situation, it is a murder case, a criminal case, so you cannot sue the government if you are not guilty. So yes, whichever way it is, if she is not guilty, this woman will walk out of the court, and the records will be clear, available to the public, that she was not guilty and she was wrongfully charged.
So I think
so there should be no reason why people want to protest.
I think that's my point. So
yeah, there should be no reason.
There should not be a moment where there's panic.
The woman is a lawyer.
If she's not guilty, well, fine. She's going to go to court, and it will be definitely proven as to whether she's guilty or not.
She taught a lot of people law in this country. She supervised a lot of lawyers. So in fact, she should be having over 10,000 lawyers willing to stand, to defend her. But when you start fighting around, when you're hollering something.
So no panic.
Yeah, you start hollering something. So
whatever that happened,
we ain't going
to definitely be proven, and we'll see exactly the outcome of this. So no need to panic if you know you're not guilty. No need to panic, and no need to even threaten people who actually raised, this issue couple of weeks or couple of days back. It doesn't make any sense.
We take the first batch of calls. 866-500-104-776-104 to be a part of the conversation. Those of you outside Liberia, the number is still the same, +231 866-500-104. Let's take the first person on the line quickly. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon. Okay.
Good. Let's hear you, Chief. Good evening.
Good afternoon to my dear sister.
Hello.
Ilesa Vanja Colley. This is Robert Bakoya calling from 17th Street.
Go ahead, Robert.
Barclay Avenue. Thank you for giving me the opportunity on your electronic diameter this afternoon. You been afraid to talk about the Justice Minister.
No. No. Then change the word afraid. I choose not to dignify people. I choose not to dignify. I'm done with that. I'm not afraid.
For me, I will be accusing the Justice Minister who is all the way planning all these people coming on the street to protest, because he is very aware that the lady in question is a sister-in-law. Now, he don't want for his sister-in-law to go to jail. He don't want his sister-in-law to be found guilty. So he is still fighting. Look at when the little girl was killed. How many months are taken to today? Even the report, he has been denied for the report not to come out. For the Justice Minister, for me, the reason why, in fact, where I'm speaking to you now, okay, I live 17th Street, the Justice Minister live. I live 17th Street, Barclay Avenue, the Justice Minister live on Como Avenue, 16th Street, between 15th and 16th Street.
Okay.
So somebody told me, be careful, you're talking about the Justice Minister, you live in a community. I said, so what? The wrong thing I've been doing, I've been taking place in this country for so long. We are those people are from the downtrodden masses. The people they don't care for us. Look at what has taken place. Because when you are in position yesterday, there is no way you can be wrong in this country. Let's stop this, Mr. Minister. That your sister-in-law, please. Please do away with this case. Don't send your lawyer that you want to go fight the case. Please let the government find a group of lawyer competent one, not your own. I'm begging you, send Musa Dean, because you don't want your sister-in-law to be found guilty. And we see the thing is glaring yesterday that happened to the woman home. So yesterday you been playing with it, you've been playing with it on everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, my brother. We leave you right there. Let's take more of the calls. We have our guests already in studio. Let's take this other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Let's hear you. Hello. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Oliver Khan.
Quickly, let's hear you, Chief. No time. Hello.
This is David King, I do join you from my residence this evening.
Go ahead, David.
Guy, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we all will rejoice in it because we have long awaited justice for Charlotte Musu.
Mm-hmm.
And we have said, for some of us, we are not locked up. But for our own investigative idea that we have, we got a clue that Madam Scott is the doer of the act. Because, guy, I have a tear gas in my car. And this tear gas, guy, one time mistakenly just pressed it. And that thing went up in the car. I cough. That thing had my face bloody for more than a week. For somebody to tell me that you will spray somebody's eyes, the tear gas, and the person get away, is not possible. We knew that Madam Scott did what she did to call on somebody. But we never keep everything constant that the judge, like you have said, the lawyer that we just needed to go plead that case on behalf of the state. Because now it is the state for the Madam Scott. We want any kind of lawyer that will go over there in the interest of Fred Musa D. Because Musa D doing this thing because he wants to send somebody that in his interest that will be feeling Global Muzuska when a lawyer will order the information that they will be getting from us.
Thank you.
To defeat the government.
Thank you.
Justice Minister, I can remember the case that they ever won, except for the last case at the airport court prison against Taylor. That was the only case.
Thank you.
No case.
Thank you very much. We leave you right there. Let's take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Good evening, Chief. Let's hear you.
How you doing?
We're great. Leave the radio. Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Sajuma. I'm a Kuma.
Go ahead, Kuma.
The issue is with Musa Deng. Musa Deng cannot come by that case, and we in the Bempo will not come by that case with Musa Deng. We already know that the delay can be denied. And when we keep on in our to tell him that we need the case to come out so we can get the result. And by tomorrow, Councilor former Justice Minister will be announced as suspect and someone who is found guilty of the incident taking place in your house.
Thank you. We leave you right there. Let's take the other person. Go ahead. Let's hear you. 1 minute. Hello. Hello. Go ahead, sir. What's your name? Hello. Go ahead. What's your name? Let's hear you. Okay. We missed out on that person. Let's take this one. Hello. Hello. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening. You okay?
Good evening. Let's hear you quickly. 1 minute.
My name is Prince Julie, and I'm the name of the God.
Go ahead.
Yes. You know, okay. Let me appreciate you and after this evening for your funny elaboration.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Justice Minister, the former Chief Justice of Liberia, in person of Royal Muzuska, or Falita has been put him down today. We want to appreciate Pakistan and all of the National Police for the expanding investigation and the quick reaction to the war case. Just former Chief Justice should take the law and bring all reasonable doubt also. All the evidence you have, you must bring it also. There's about time the justice system like law to the police so that they will find justice to Charlotte Musu. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We leave you right there. Let's take this other person. Hello, go ahead. 1 minute. Hello. Hello. Let's take this one. Hello, go ahead. Hello. Okay, I think we missed out. We missed out on this person. Let's take this one. Hello, we already have our guest. Let's take a few calls. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, okay. This is Madison Yajolo from New Jersey.
Madison Yajolo from New Jersey. Go ahead from the U.S. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my problem is with the so-called educated people who are political leaders in Liberia. They use the ignorance of our citizens to derail the peace that we have in Liberia, to obstruct justice in Liberia. When we cannot come to America every year, every other month they are here. That's what they don't live here. And they are coming live here. There is no way to see a single United States citizen come to stop police or FBI trying to carry on their job for which they were employed. But they do that in Liberia, and the ignorant will be used to submit themselves to what they tell them to do. Like what you just said, in the case of Brian Sherman, we saw it live at that time. When we went to go arrest Brian Sherman, the very citizens that the action of Brian Sherman and Eric Sauter took away what they supposed to benefit from their resources where they want.
Thank you.
Being used to protect and protect it.
Thank you very much.
These are wrong. Donald Trump is charged with obstruction of justice in America. Obstruction of justice by the former president. He's charged.
Thank you
Thank
very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Yadolo. Let's leave you right there and take the other person. Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you. 1 minute. Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Let's hear you, ma'am. Go ahead. No time.
Yeah, I know, no time. Thank you so much for the show. You know, okay. I listened to school and Scout, Mr. Scout's son. I felt so sick in my stomach. You understand me? This is where he been the whole time. Even okay, look, let just look at the whole thing. We are all human. We are African. We are Liberians. And the Bible said, tell us in the book of St. John chapter 4, 5 to 30. It said the truth will set you free. The good Samaritan woman, when she told Jesus that even the I have 5 boyfriends, Jesus said, you said the truth. The truth can set you free. Why are they all man doing this thing? And those that are getting in the street to obstruct justice, the police, they need to be on top of their thing. Thank you for the show. We are watching.
Thank you very much. Let's take the other person quickly. We'll soon go to our guest. Let's hear you. 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hey, hi, KOK and Alexa. Thank you for speaking me in. Thank you for the topic. And my name is John, and I call you from the state of Delaware.
Delaware, John. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, I can tell any Liberian, every little thing you do in Liberia, you should do it to represent Liberia. And I want to tell you guys, thank you so much. You're doing your part. But KOK, trust me, Musa Din, and you said you don't want to call his name, but I'm telling you that Musa Din have put up every necessary mechanism to issue these charges so that tomorrow when they go to court, he will be giving assist to Gloria Mususka for them to set her free. Trust me, keep this. That's what he's going to do. They are not going to allow Gloria Mususka to take the 20 years or lifetime imprisonment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. Let's take this other person. Go ahead quickly. No time. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. I'm gonna say bad, but the victory bring release to me. Seriously speaking, KOK. And first of all, let me start by appreciating you, KOK and Alexa, for the fortitude and tenacity that you guys exhibited, along with the Freedom FM family, or Abita, or Osikawa, all of you guys, or April Boston William, you guys did a tremendous work. The work you guys did, that was what patriotic and nationalistic. And I want to appreciate the Liberian people that came in their numbers to work for justice. And KOK, our leader and mentor, will always be vindicated. Our leader and mentor, Timothy Tamakoti, will always be vindicated.
So wait until the court process is over, Poker Rebels. Thank you very much, Poker. We leave you right there. We don't have the luxury of time to rumble into the rest of it. Let's take this other person. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, Chief. Let's hear you.
Yes, I'm calling you for United Arab Emirates, Mohammed Kamara.
Go ahead, Mohammed. Lower your radio, Mohammed. Let's hear you quickly.
Yes, I have this question for those who are in a race just now. They say they were protesting against for Gloria Mususka, but they believe that a lady was from Bon Kante. They call her one Lapu Koli. She killed her 2-day-old baby. They believe that, right? They believe that one lady from Bomi, she killed her 3-year-old son. They believe that, but they not believe that Gloria Mususka can kill somebody that living with her, not even her biological child. but there's somebody that living what you brought the person up. Like, bro, let us stop deceiving ourselves. You will look at somebody will do this thing. I have a friend of mine when I was in like, bro, although he was a big brother to me. Just last month, he beat on his 8-month-old pregnant woman, and the lady died. The lady died. Now he in prison. So they believe this, it can happen. They believe that man can kill his wife. In Maryland, a lady killed her husband by holding his private part to death. They believe that can happen, but they not believe that Grover Mususka can kill her daughter, right? The brothers stop deceiving ourselves. Let us look at the justice. This thing is happening. People are doing it in this country. So if they happen with somebody, if the person is guilty, let us take the law. Let them whether the law take its course.
Thank you.
Let them stop obstructing the law. Let them stop this thing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Stop this thing.
Thank you. Thank you. We leave you. Let's take the other international caller. Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Okay. This is Brother Jackson Murphy. I'm calling from South Cyprus.
Cyprus. Let's hear you, my brother. Quickly. 5:30. We take our guests anyway.
Well, Brother okay. Well, I'm one of the person who been following the case religiously from the onset of it. And one thing I got to say, first thing, thanks to the Liberia National Police. The next thing is, I always go to Councilor Gloria Mususka. Let her be aware. The justice will be served to that girl. And the next thing is, let her be aware. The law is the law. Anything that she do, no matter what she thinks she can do, the law will prevail. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We leave you right there. Let's take this other person. Yeah, we'll do it, 1 minute, 1 minute. This person quickly. Let's hear you. 1 minute.
Hello, George.
1 minute, no time. Let's hear you quickly.
George, this is my original goal for seeking to fight the president. George, what's about why you don't thank you? George, I want to tell every woman, men, that they're now more pin tomorrow by us. That we all color with our blood.
Why?
We will be there. We will see.
Is that necessary? Is that necessary at all?
And necessary. We will be there by us. And every other woman, man, whether you opposition, whether you in position, why you are black, now we all gather to that court by Ellen Clark. We need justice for Charlotte Musu. Ellen Clark, every woman, man, we want you to be there. I will be there. Everybody will be there. We need justice. We don't want the court to compromise. We don't want the court to take broad. That time around, we need justice. Every woman, when you hear you,
thank you.
We need justice.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You need justice. We leave you. We take the person quickly. No time.
Okay, good evening.
We only got 2 more minutes. Let's hear you quickly.
No problem, okay, 2 more minutes, no problem.
Not for you.
I remain the political officer of the National Response and defending a la propos defender, Peter McCauley, the civil life board, and I'm joining you from District 9, Monserrado County.
Thank you very much. We leave you right there. We take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Let's hear you.
William Jadeguru, defender, I join from Canwell.
Go ahead.
Thank you, kind. I'm the most happy man in this country today. Why? Because they have our government that will support me and stop with the I'm going to tell you.
William, your number is bad. Quickly, let's hear you.
Hello, you getting me?
Yeah, it's okay now. Go ahead.
Very good. So I say I'm the most happy man because what we see now, we know that the government is working, and there's no one to see in your country. Whatever it may be, whether you up or you down, whatever happens, you go to the court and then go and read that you feel A or you not feel A.
Thank you.
We know what happened in our woman's house, and we know what happened. So thank God, thank to the police. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We leave you. We take the second to the last person. Go ahead. You're the second to the last. Quickly.
Yeah, okay, thank you. This is Martin Zapoli Marathi Zira this evening.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Let me say thank you for the topic of discussion. Let me say thanks to the police. You getting me?
I hearing you, ma'am.
We need justice for our daughter Charlotte Musu. When they get down, the poor figures are people in this country and they were poor for questioning. That man said that he is comfortable to in America, you poor people name that they want to kill again. And the folks get in the street with all their black, they're wearing their Concord shoes around here, wearing their Concord heels. They get to the place, they said they were wanting, they wanted justice. For the day they went to that woman's house, and then someone went on there, and then nothing was broken on there. For the day they entered that home, they're not open any mouth again. They say, oh, we need justice, but no one happy. Then no one went on that day. And say that day they entered, they not come back. So we poor people. We need justice for our daughter, Musu, and we'll get out that day. So we say, take to the freedom event, we say, take to the Gina house on the Gina phone, that will get us to protect our daughter, and we need justice, and that loyalty must stop. That woman very California, she brought it
you don't have record for that. You don't have record. No. Do you? No, you don't have proof about that, man. You don't have proof. You don't have proof. Anyway, thank you very much. When you have the proof, you bring it. Just passing quickly. No time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm so glad. We are getting to know all of those people who've been doing a secret killing and putting blames on the government.
You didn't call your name quickly. We got to go to our guest.
I'm calling from the EWA area.
Your name, let's hear you.
An appreciation for the justice of the people who stood under the rain, under the sun, the last sun, and find on justice. At least today, justice will prevail. You can either be president, you must be prosecuted. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's take the other person quickly. No time. Okay. God's help slip off the line. We can't do anything more about it. Just passing quickly. Hello?
Yeah, how you doing?
We're good.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
We're hearing you. What's your name quickly?
Yeah, this is Totman calling from Pennsylvania.
Totman who?
Let me just make my point. Thank you so much for the show. But my own advice to Laban people down there, we gotta keep the peace in this country. As we speak, tomorrow in this country, in the United States, the current president in the United States soon is going to be charged for drugs and possession of arms. Justice is justice, no matter who you are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, no matter who you are. So it doesn't matter whether she was former justice minister. Now we saw people in Liberia were demonstrating a couple of months ago. They wanted justice, and justice tried to take its course. Let the system play it out. If she's found guilty, it's fine. If she's not guilty, she's go free. But we don't want people on the street demonstrating, doing things that they're not supposed to do. Thank you.
That's correct. Thank you very much. And that's 100% fair enough. Let's go and take this quick break. We'll be right back. Sorry, we could not take all of the calls. It is how it is. It is what it is. Let's take our break to be right back.
There are crowds in many places, in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands, all the right authority. Well, it can't take your lucky. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must target, I mean you cheche. You wait for your safety. If you see a don't keep it. I'm a part to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, you're stopping.
Somebody tell Madam Dean Towan Pebe that you have some of her people, those who the president, put her in charge of. They are here to express what they believe is an issue of abandonment, the misuse of power, and inappropriate handling of the affairs of the persons with disability in Liberia. We have Ruben Yankan. Ruben Yankan. And we also have Stephen Stanley Swen. So Stanley Swen and Ruben Yankan will be here today. They're already here. They're about to talk more about the mistreatment they are getting from the head of the Disabled Commission. Yes. So we're gonna go over to Studio B where Alexa and I will be quizzing Mr. Ruben Yankan and Stanley Swen. Both of them are here in studio. Just so you know, they're persons with disability, visually impaired. So just so you know, they been behind us to express themselves, and we hope Madam Dean Towon Pebe is listening. You can also give her my number just in case she will want to provide clarity to some of the things they will be saying here on this platform. Let's go over to you, Ruben and Stanley. Good evening.
Good evening, KOK and the Madam. For the invite, we hope to discuss issues that affect all our persons with disabilities throughout the length and breadth of this country. So thank you for the invite.
Okay.
Thank you, KOK, for answering us to come and see what happening to all in the disabled arena, and we want to say thank you to the management of Freedom Event, Avison Sion for having the cool studio, and thank you, KOK. Alessa, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually a pleasure to have you all here in studio to discuss some of the major issues that are affecting you from that angle. But it's a great thing to have you.
Okay. Thank you. So what is it? What's actually happening? We don't have more time, so let's begin with you, Stanley.
Yeah. So again, thank you, KOK, for the invite. Let me first of all say thanks to the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George M. Weah, for his farsightedness in ensuring that persons with disability have a fair share of the country national cake, that is the budget. And since the senators of this government, he's been ensuring that persons with disability lives being improved or empowered, so that some of these things that affect us, our persons with disability, be mitigated through budgetary means. But since the sentences of Dayton and Domape to the National Commission on Disability, there have been arising issues, and some of those issues have been the mismanagement and misappropriation of the funding being allotted to that commission. And so the persons with disability have not been having fair share of the budget being allotted to that commission.
When you say the money being allotted to the commission, you've not been having your fair share.
Oh, sure. Okay.
What does that mean? Do you have an understanding of how the money is supposed to be used? What you're supposed to be getting, you are not getting as people with disability?
Yes, sure. Okay. Because the Madam of the sentences, on her watch, this commission witnessed the highest amount received by this commission, 629,000 for the budget year 2022, and up to current,
how much thousand?
629,000 United States dollar.
Okay.
And persons with disabilities are not having the impact as it relates to the amount, because some the service from our leader, to us, our persons with disability, been forthcoming since this amount was received last year. And we are talking about new budget year, KOK, and so we still yet to get a understanding as to how the money was being used.
So are there any specific things that are supposed to be done with
Sure.
the different budget you have, and they were not done? So why exactly do you think that was the case?
Yeah, so through that budget, organizations or persons with disabilities should have been subsidized by this commission, and since the money was given, this 629,000 were given, organizations or persons with disability yet to receive a dime from the commission, and the way in which also
You said persons with disability were supposed to be giving subsidy.
Organizations.
Different
Organizations.
you have.
Yes.
Do you know how many of those organizations
We
you
have
have
in this country.
in your category?
Yes. Under the watch of the National Commission on Disabilities, we have 78 organizations that should be subsidized by the commission. 78. Get me right.
Mhm.
And the National Union of Organizations have recognized 54 to 56 of those organizations in question.
Okay.
So since this budget, that budget year 2022, we yet to receive a dime from the commission. So we are asking our director to give us an account as to how this amount of money that was given by the government was being used.
So are there the question is you have about 78 organizations, right?
Yes.
And then you said 56 or maybe 58 organizations are recognized by the commission.
Not the National Unions of Organizations of the Disabled, but under the watch of the National Commission on Disability are 78.
Okay, 78.
Yes.
So at a point, did you actually reach out to the commissioner, or did you reach out to people who are responsible to have these, different subsidies to be? Did you reach out to know why exactly your organization, has not benefited from the budget year of 2022? Did you reach out?
And so every month, the last Thursday, we are meeting at the commission office and on the in Congo town. So every last Thursday we have the meeting there where we come up with a lot of issues that affect us, and all of the meetings being held from last year to current, there have been no redress. Each time we ask the director, she will always say we should be patient. The budget that pertaining to subsidy is before the minister or Ministry of Finance.
So why can't you be patient?
Also, okay, the budget year have elapsed, and we are into new budget year.
Okay.
As we speak, this year budget is 550,000, right?
Mhm.
And we are into the 6th month of the year, and this is the second quarter of the year, right?
Mhm.
And so we are speaking of 2022 budget year.
Okay.
And now we are also
So 2022 ended, nothing you guys were able to achieve.
Nothing.
Did you go back to her to say, look, madam?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what she's saying. The budget for subsidy is before the Minister of Finance.
Okay.
So then come here another question. What will become of us under the budget year of 2023?
Because you did not receive anything for 2022.
Thank you.
Let's go to Ruben. Now, Ruben, what is it? The last time I checked, there was this issue of money being distributed amongst disabled people in the country. What kind of money was that?
Well, okay. Like I placed a call to you Friday and yesterday. I will say it to you and say it to the public today again that the disabled people, they are losing their appetite for the president because of PB doing. I repeat myself, the disabled people, they are losing their appetite for the president because of PB doing. She said somebody that she can't listen. We don't supposed to be here. Take an example for last year up to now. And now today we come here.
Mhm.
We are talked to her, the sister, and she said she can't get a account to us. Or she can't, she not owe her any explanation.
She said that to you people.
And the man could say every month, last Thursday we can have meeting. Every last Thursday, I will be in account. I'm always there. The man, she can't listen to people. She says she has someone they around, but the mother organization, which they were, the Union of the Disabled People Organization, have 54 to 56.
So you think she's overstating?
Yes, I get a record here. I get the paper, I will leave it with you.
Okay.
So we are talking to her, and she can't listen.
Did you did you consult the rest of the 58? How do you call them? Organizations.
I will leave the paper with you. If you call any name, if they give you any kind of word, don't respect me.
So you mean the entire 58?
They are not receiving anything since last year.
Since 2022 budget year.
Yes.
So it's been 1 year since they benefited from that.
Yes.
And then
so you asked a question. You said she was giving some money up.
Oh yeah.
Is she in favor of you? Okay. That now she will give you money. For me, I went to school, right? I graduated from high school. I went to college. She tell me that I should sit on the street to come and give me ticket before she can give me money for empowerment. Is it fair for me to sit down to for mama? And although that she get the money though, go see the for mama, go see Clarendon. Okay, you can drive around. Go see Benefit Junction. So what the benefit of that money? So she refused to work with a disabled organization where she claimed to say she the head, and she always make her as friend with the executive. I will go to the executive and tell them that some disabled people they want to all route to the president. So we are 2023. The disabled people losing their appetite because for what? So
let's get it clear, Ruben.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you say when Dinto Pebe let you, you know, then she will give you some of the empowerment money, or she will force you. She'll tell you, you want me to get you ticket, you must go stand on the road to be backing.
Yes.
Then I will get you ticket.
I can give you 10% no more.
So you're saying, in as much as you are, I mean, maybe you going to school or you're doing your little trade, and you're not on the road begging, she would not have
she
you
will not
selected.
help you because you are in power. That's what she said. That's what she said to us. And that want me to just differ with her because I'm a disabled person, right? I'm not for to sit on the street before you give me money, right? She will give me money to say Ruby, but is it all only for Ruby? No. So now you do it for Ruby, you should do it for all because I'm a disabled person, and that's why she want to agree with us. And I can go to the controller. Mr. We are Timo. We are. He called for dialogue. People say she not have no way to dialogue with us because we looking for money. When we get money, I won't tell we not talk. And for me, I promise her, she give me money, she give me money. So now God give me life to breathe. I will talk and I will thank God. I'm a supporter of CDC since 2005. And PB said to the president that she's not a citizen, right? And the president appointed her. So new thing is a what? New thing is a death trial. She's an ANC member. So the president appointed her. Okay, let me show you something. It's not just about talking about
so
this is what.
Let the political side of it. I mean, let's focus on. Let's focus on the world.
That how she feel because she's an ANC member. So she can always be threatening the members of the organization, saying that if you do anything, I will go to the executive and tell the executive. Who made the executive? That me. And that the disabled people. And I can tell you, the silent voter in the disabled arena is too much. And she are making the disabled people to lose appetite for the president. Because like the president can provide food and 5,000 for all. It may all happen. Before then, we used to eat Gary. They used to share Gary with the disabled people.
So the food and the Gary the president can provide, it can reach to y'all?
No, I said the pass.
Okay.
The pass we used to eat Gary. But this one, we can eat rest and get 5,000 out of. That has not made it this way people happy. But when you come to the empowerment, where I'm supposed to give my wife money to make market, I was going to school, I should pay my way, so now I'm not in the camp or pay way, she will not give me money. She created a team to coordinator for ANC, and now they are on their feet. Doing what? In the name of next year, we have 12,000 disabled people registered. So what she doing? She's taking that lesson, carrying it all around her. She want to carry the ANC. But I told her, I bet you.
No. You're saying she took a list of some disabled people.
Hello.
Okay. Go ahead.
I said, she said in the name of NEC, the National let's say
Election Commission.
The Election Commission said they have 12,000 disabled people registered, right?
Okay.
Even said the able-bodied people, they were having problem with it. So when she received that news, what she did, I said she created a sting from ANC when they were on 24th Street as coordinator. And she gave me a phone. They should go from street to street to take those that register their number, their ID number, their central code. And personally for me, I called personal friends, I told them in the counties and in most of the year, they shouldn't get anything to anybody because you want to use me to carry Arizona Kumi. I said that and I sent it clear police to
that this year issue you're talking about.
Just this month, the particular month we in, That particular month, send the election commission and that registration.
Okay.
When I new came up, right?
So according to you, once you got the total data of disabled persons who registered,
the masses refuse.
Okay.
The masses. This is my third time beyond the air. I've been on Metro Radio 2 different times.
Okay.
Me and my colleague.
Okay.
And I said that and I send it again. So the person,
the director is listening. She may call on the show to respond to some of the issues you're talking about.
I agree. I agree. The president gave us. The president appetite he had done for the disabled arena because for the doing of Madam Payday.
What exactly? Let's go back to you, Stanley.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm mixing your name up.
No problem. brother.
Let's go back to you.
No problem.
Yeah. So
what exactly do you guys want to happen? What should be done?
Yes. Thank you. Okay.
I mean, the lady is about to call, though.
No problem. Now, what we want is that the president, which we all want to see being elected for the second time, but if this matter continue to be in this position, it means we as persons with disabilities will have no choice.
You threatening the president?
Is that a threat?
No, it is. I'm not saying the president,
Okay.
right? But I mean, this madam, it's not treating her fairly. All right, the president.
But the woman said the budget still before the Ministry of Finance.
So okay. If you have an operational fund for this or station that should run from June to August, and then August come and pass, and then we enter in another quarter from September to November, and your colleagues are asking for the operational fund for the last quarter, and you still telling them that, oh, it's still before management. What question will come to their mind for the next quarter? It means the budget year in question, the money there is gone, and we are now talking another budget year.
Why if did not give the money until the time elapsed?
Okay. Now you talk about this empowerment, right? In the street for persons with disabilities.
So you mean the entire 58 different groups, none of them can tell you about benefiting from what she has?
Even the 78 on her watch, they not benefit a single last year budget. She will call you. They did not benefit. That is the budget she's talking about. That is before the Ministry of Finance. And so we are saying this time around, we are talking about 2023 budget year. So now you see the country so hard it is, right? The president doesn't want to see the country that is. He's fighting by all means to make the country better, right? But look, some of the problem is coming from our own selves. And this is why the leaders that have been given to us, and always they do not seek our interest. They pretend to be, but they are not. And one is the Mapebe. She claimed to law persons with disability as she herself is, but she is not that kind of person. Look, my brother, if you come close to the madam, if you stay around for some time, then you get to know.
Did you make kind of confusion with this madam? Do you guys have personal issues?
There is no personal ego. There is no personal issue. There is no personal thing between us. But what we are all saying is for the betterment of the sector we come from. That is the disability community.
Okay, she's calling. Let me see if I can get her through. I mean, her call keeps bouncing. I don't know. According to her, she's not in the country.
She's in the U.S. She went to the UN's General Assembly, so she's there. She's not in country. So what we are saying as a call is no. Let me say this: I all level-headed people. The madam question, Dayton Damapebe, who is the executive director of the National Commission on Disabilities, continue to trample on the rights of our colleagues. She continue to marginalize us. And if this continues, my brother, as we are continue to make appearances on other radio stations like we are today, and as we speak, our communications are going out, and the president office in receive of our communication. And if we can't get redress from there, my brother, we will flood the street until we can get our answer.
Okay, let me see if I can squeeze in the head of the persons with disability in the country, Madam Dean Towan Pebe. I hope I got your name correct. There are individuals from the Persons with Disability Institute. According to them, you have reneged on supporting the different groupings, of persons living with disability. Why are you doing so? If all you are into it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling. Like I wrote you, I'm currently in transit from representing our community at the UN State Party Conference in New York. And with the issue of workings in the community of persons with disability, I've been on Freedom and many other radio updating the public on what it is that we are doing. What I've always said to us is that politics is good. It's important that we all get involved into politics, but as people with disability, it is not good for us to politicize our life, especially if you have a government under our leadership that recognize exactly who you are, that recognize respect for dignity and everything. Since we took over the commission, the first thing we did was we asked ourselves some questions. What are those things that have been leading to conflict in the community? And one of it was information dissemination. So in order to coordinate that, and every information that comes to us, we opened several WhatsApp and Messengers chat rooms. We also instituted a regular monthly meeting every last Thursday in the month for all heads of organization of persons with disability. In those meetings are where we take decision on what to do. On Thursday, we update, and that meeting usually lasts from 11 to 3 o'clock. Sometimes even the content coordinators will call and be on the phone with someone just to be a part of that meeting. In that meeting, you express whatever grievances you have, and we find a way forward because we have people with situations that need to speak with one voice. When we receive $5 from government in that meeting and in the various chat room, we let the public know this is the support that came from government. This is what we should do. Even recently, when the National Election Commission came out with a voter outvote for persons with disability, we called for a meeting immediately, and we said to them, this is the situation, what do we do? And right in that meeting, we developed a questionnaire and came out with action. Many of those people in studio, I just read from the disability chat room that it should be Ruby. They will see the name, but then the internet is very challenging. But it's more personal, like I was saying, than institution.
Okay,
the commission, when we took over, we be able to structure, even at the level of district and county, and all the as I'm speaking to you, we have decided to prioritize the rural area, which have been a problem.
Okay,
all content coordinator, and even some district got motorbikes now, and all of that.
Madam Pebe, the guys are saying there are a little around 58 organizations within the network of persons with disability. Now, they're alleging that you told them that you've not received any cent from the 2022 budget, and that is the reason why you are yet to give any of their organizations subsidy. Why is it so?
It is not true. It is not true.
What did you tell them?
8 institutions of persons with disability and not 58.
Okay. So were you
we
able
did a quarter when we took over all article and corporation business registration at 78.
Okay.
What we did, Oliver, when we took over was that we were able to, after the development of the National Strategic Disability Roadmap, we decided with an empowerment project, and the government was able to listen. It was on our basis that our budget was even increased to empower the life of people with disability. All the people you see in studio there benefited the empowerment, including Ruben Young and everybody. Okay. You know, in the disabled community, I don't like to be personal. And you know, they benefited the empowerment scheme.
Do you have records? Do you have records to show that they benefited? Because they are saying when they question you about their participation and their benefits, you told them clearly that the government is yet to release the vouchers. So, I mean, do you have records to show that they benefited? Oh my God!
So quickly, okay.
They almost say your benefit.
Yeah, I am Stanley Eswin, right? If they told them my pay bring before you from the budget year 2022, and the empowerment you are carrying around, and present a paper that Stanley Eswin received $5, Liberian money. whatever I paid her, trust me. I said 2022. All right.
What about 2023?
No.
No, that was counting from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. The ED, she will appear like she good. Like I always say, she looked at chicken era, and the chicken hair looking smooth. But when the chicken hair harsh, what happened there? All hair come from inside, right? How she look like. When she talk to you, you think everything is having it good. But when she get to the decimal arena, if it's in the meeting, it's not dialogue. We're not yet to say anything yet. All the rooster, and when I crow, nobody should crow. And I told her all the time, I said, Dindowan, it's not good for you to add this. And so they are threatening to not, if it's attend the meeting. So the people say, no, Ruby, don't do that. So she talking, she appear good. And no one thing I mean first, she can be threatening with the executive. I will go to the executive and tell the executive why this is what we're doing. Who made the executive?
So you wrote the president?
Yes.
Of course, we are.
Yes.
Okay.
We wrote the president.
And let me say the day, okay. She's not even addressing the question you keep asking. You know, concerning the subsidy component of the budget.
Okay, you have the paper here.
Look, take
the paper you call.
You see, the madam knows very well that what she did to the organization Persons with Disability is real, and that's why she keep dragging her feet in answering the question.
Do you have extra copies of this paper?
No problem. Take it.
Can we have this?
Yes.
Because
you can have that.
We're gonna invite her when she comes to studio, and we'll call all of these people to verify.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead quickly.
No organization has received subsidies since 2022 budget year. The 629,000. We have not received subsidy. This is 2023. We got 550,000 in the budget. This is the second quarter. We yet to know how that money is being used or how it will be used. So we are calling on the president to intervene in the situation. The last time the head of the National Union of Organizations of the Disabled, NUOT, president met the president of the Republic and made a case to him and then refer him to Honorable Jeff Koji to do an inquiry. And since then, we yet to hear from the Honorable Jeff Koji.
Okay.
So we are still knocking on the doors of the president. We are knocking on the doors of other people who are responsible when it comes to this matter, that this issue is far from being over.
Okay, let's go to the line quickly. We'll just take a few calls. We'll come back to you for your parting comments because we are totally out of time. Yeah, well, let's go to those of you listening. If you are a person with disability and you're interested in this conversation, even if you're not, and you want to be a part of it, let us know. The numbers are the same. 866-500-104-776, 104-104 are the numbers to join the conversation. Let's take the first question. No time. Quickly, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, this medicine you have to from New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Program from start to end. Yeah. For them to accuse the tour of being ANC person, that I call for. The tour is one of the auxiliary that is significant campaign in Nima County for the re-election of President Weah and to get rid of Prince Johnson live and Prince Johnson great on the county. One of those who are heavily involved in that. Along with the chairman, Regina Mayor, Shaka Joki, I talk to them almost on a weekly basis. So for them to sit down there and try to lie on her that she's for ANC, no ANC personnel will work for the re-election of President Weah. They exist in the country that is heavily populated, that is a second rich country in Nigeria, that is a major political party program. So for them to say that, I just believe that everything they are saying is a lie.
Okay. Thank you. We leave it right there from the US. Let's take this other person. Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you. 1 minute. Hello.
Yes, Kai, this is J. Randy here. I'm just calling to add my voice to the disabled community.
Okay.
So I'm listening to you guys here, and I'm wondering the integrated institution we have in the country, such as the GSC and the other financial integrated institution. I think one way to prevent the money scandal there, have they conducted any performing audits, financial audit to determine how the money is used?
No.
And another thing that I would like to recommend too is, I don't know how the money is given to these people, but as head of that institution, she should be more about digitizing the system. Maybe you can put the money on a card where the recipient can receive the money, but it's on a card and you can use it. I mean, just an open advice. But thank you for the show.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. Let's just take maybe 3 calls, then we will go back to our guests to have the party comments. Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
I'm Robert Makoya calling from Saudi Street.
30 seconds, Robert.
Yeah. Okay. I want to say to you and to my brother Ruben Yanka that he's a good fellow that I've been knowing for the past time. And he's somebody that is very, very transparent, you know. So saying anything, so sometimes we gotta look at the lady, let the lady return from America and explain to us, because I believe in Ruben very well. Ruben is a guy that I know is when he ever call meetings, whosoever comes to that meeting, what would be distributed, he can share it fairly. So I know Ruben for so many years, since I've been knowing Ruben. I'm Robert. I'm speaking Robert Makuya. Thank you very much. So that lady need to be questioned in this place because you play with our brothers and sisters for this able community. Thank you very much.
We'll leave you right there, Robert. Let's take the last 2 persons. Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Good evening. Okay.
Good evening, quickly.
Thank you. I'm Emmanuel M. Super Jr. Well, okay, let me say good evening to your studio guests. I listened to them relatively in. Okay, I think it's because of the fluctuation of money in that entity, for which we are finding some groups becoming factional, I want to encourage them, is to listen to the leader, she's a good woman. I have known her for years,
So you are ignoring the point they are raising because she's a good woman to you.
It's not to me. I don't know her personally, politically, I know her. But what I'm saying is, I think they need to resolve it and better than to come on the airway, so when people will see them, I feel they are having a faction in that group because of the phone that the government is spending to them.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I got your points already. Thank you very much. Let's take the last 2 quickly. Then we go to our guests. Let's hear you quickly. Good evening. Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, this is Isaac Wuzin. I'm trying to conversation from the Garrett.
Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, the civil spoke on the phone like our present chief justice. People who want to speak to you, you see that all is well, your stomach is automatically full on the spine. Why I can see here in the situation, I need to give that woman insight that you can honor and then better explain to the physical the people that what she's doing in that commission and place there. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that's all of the time we have. Let's go over to you guys for your parting comment. We'll begin with you, Ruben. Ruben, let's hear you.
Okay.
Do that in 1 minute.
Okay, I want to say thank you for hosting us. And my parting comment, let me say this, right? People took over 2021, this particular month. This month, we were 2 years. When she took over, she gave 400 hours. And who that 400 came from? The budget from the 5 pieces. That's all. That didn't want to have that particular money. So she may come to you.
Who should get the 400 to?
The DBOs. At that time, 2022 budget was not even existing.
What do you call DBOs?
The Disabled People Organization.
Okay, so each organization have 400.
2021.
So she get each organization 400.
Yes, meaning that the 2017 and 2018 budget.
Okay.
That's where it came from.
Okay.
And she was appointed 2021 June. So 2022 budget, she had not get any cent to any disabled organization that you see on that people.
Okay.
So
and we in 2023, nothing yet.
So for me, I want to tell the president, I love you for 2025 and 2005 I've been voting for you. And I will say vote for you. But don't let your people down. Don't let your people appetite to go down because of they don't want pay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go over to you, my brother Stanley.
Yes, so thank you again, KOK. And let me say thank you to the beautiful lady. I just I know Elesta, right? Yeah, sorry for maybe I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm sorry. So let me say thank you all for the invite, and we appreciate this so much, and we look forward for more of the exchanges, so that we can inform the public as to how things are going on in our sector. You may see us, outside, and you think everything is well with us, and people may question us or ask us, what's about the money the president is giving all of the time, and what is the impact? So let them know today that the money is not reaching us. And before I close in 30 seconds, KOK, if you see people outside, they ask them, you can't do empowerment in such way where you go randomly and give somebody money, 50,000 LD, 70,000 LD, you say, I empower you. And you find out that the ED come back on the radio and say, all those are getting money to say 50,000, 70,000, can take them for industry. Look, it's a defeat to herself. So we are saying the money was misappropriated, it was mismanaged, and we need an answer to the money that was given 2022, and we need an answer to this year money. And the president, our president, must come in as we drag on to the election. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We return here on tomorrow. We are hopeful that Madam Dean Towon Pebe, the name is kind of very long. We are hopeful that someday we'll have her in studio. We already have the documents submitted to us by Ruby and Stanley. It is our hope that she will return and respond to these inquiries. People with disability are individuals with too many challenges, and there should be no reason why money, belonging to them will be misapplied, or better still, not given to them allegedly. Until then, my name is Kind. We look forward to the charge sheet tomorrow from the LMP. And trust me, when you do wickedness in the public, everybody see it. When you do wickedness in private, not everybody can see it, but the law is existing. The law will uncover all of what occurred in the dark. And sometimes, the perpetrators are brought to terrible disgrace. Alexa was here. My name is Kind. DJ Hero allies Abraham Kamara. Sada controls and produce this program. Until we return on tomorrow, have a wonderful time on the midweek's edition.
Constable Liberia is here for you.